Welcome back to Science Online class. I am your science teacher, Mr. C.P. Barrett, and we are working on the chapter Is Matter Around Us Pure? This is for the class 9 NCERT syllabus. Right now, see, in my last lecture, I have told you so many things about the solutions. What is the solution? What are the properties of the solutions? What are the examples of solution? And after that, we have seen so many activities also, and we have talked about what are the different kinds of the solution, like dilute, concentrated, and after that what are the parts of the solution, like that solute and solvent. Okay, and we have also discussed about how we can calculate the mass of solute. Okay, solubility, how we can calculate the mass of solute which is present in the solution in form of the percentage. So right now, see, in the next series we are going to talk about the suspension. In the activity, we are also knowing that another kind of the mixture, it is known as the suspension. So what is the suspension actually? So it is a heterogeneous solution. Suspension, you can say it is a heterogeneous solution. Solution we cannot say, but mixture you can say. Here I should write down the mixture. It is a heterogeneous mixture. It is a heterogeneous mixture. So what is the suspension? It is a heterogeneous mixture in which the particles are not completely dissolved. In which the particles, solute particles, these are not completely dissolved with the solvent particles. And after that, what happens? They have, and that's why the particles, they can be seen by the naked eye. Okay, and these particles, they have ability to scatter the path of light. When we are throwing light with the help of the torch, so they have the ability to scatter the path of the light, and that's why the path of light, it will be visible. Okay, and even we can see these particles with the naked eye. So these all the things are coming under the suspension. What is the example? You can say example means sand and water. So this is properties are little different from the solution. In the solution, particles are completely dissolved with the solvent particles, but here you can see particles are not mixed with the solvent particles. Even they are bigger in size, and they have ability to scatter the path of light. Okay, and that's why the path of light, it will be visible. So we can say that these are all about thing of the suspension. Right now, see, what are the property of the suspension? Again we have to see, so that some other things will be also clear. First, suspension is a heterogeneous solution. It is not the heterogeneous solution, heterogeneous mixture. Everywhere we have to understand solution is different thing. It is a kind of heterogeneous mixture. Heterogeneous mixture means wherever the particles, they are not completely dissolved with the water, with the solvent. Next property is that the particles of the suspension, they can be seen by the naked eye. Okay, even we can see with the naked. Suppose you are dissolving sand with the water, so you will be able to see the sand particles. Why? Because the particle size are very bigger, and that's why it can be seen with the naked eye. Number third is that the particles of the suspension, they are bigger in size, so they have the ability to scatter. Scatter means phalana. They have the ability to scatter a beam of light if it is thrown on them, and that's why the path of light will be visible through the mixture. Path of light will be visible through the solution, you can say, or you can say through the mixture, whatever the mixture that we have prepared. So if we are throwing the light with the help of the torch, so that path of light will become visible. Right now, see, what is the next thing? The solute particles. When the solute particles or the sand particles, whatever we have considered, actually they never settle down. They settle down if it is left undisturbed. What is the meaning by this? If we are keeping the mixture same as it is for few minutes, so what happen? Whatever the solute particles are there, which are floating here and there, and which are not completely mixed with the solvent particles, they just settle down at the bottom of the beaker, and they make the sediment. You can say, and their components, and because they are never mixed with the water, so these components can be separated by the physical method, like filtration, like filtration. By the filtration only we can separate the components of the mixture. Why? Because the particle size are very bigger in size. So these are all the properties of the suspension. Right now, see the next thing, collide. Collide is the third thing. Okay, whenever we are mixing milk with the water, or you are mixing ink with the water, so such kind of the mixture it is known as collide. So what is the difference in between collide and suspension? That thing will be clear here right now. Okay, see, it is also a kind of heterogeneous, not solution mixture. It is also a kind of heterogeneous mixture. Okay, same like before. But what is the difference? In which the particle size are very small, but here the particle size, these are very small to be seen with the naked eye, means we cannot see them with the naked eye. Particle size are very small, so it is invisible. Okay, we are not able to see them with the naked eye. Okay, but it is same like the heterogeneous solution. Its property are almost same like the suspension, but only the particle size are very small. Right now, see, but these particles have the ability, still these particles are available there. So these particles, they have the ability to scatter the path of light. Again these particles, they are small in size, no problem at all, still, and they are not and they are very small that hardly it is seen by the naked eye, but still this property, these particles, they all have ability to scatter the path of light. They all have ability to scatter the path of light if we are throwing light with the help of the torch. So again what will be there? Again the path of light will be visible. Wherever scattering will be there, scattering of light will be there, the same thing, always path of light should be visible, will be visible through the solution, you can say, through the mixture, you can say. And that also you can experiment at your home. So these are the thing. For example, milk and water, for example, ink and water. Okay, right now see what are the properties. Again same thing will come. First, it is also a heterogeneous mixture. Okay, second, particle size are too small and we cannot see them with the naked eye. Again same thing. Third, particles have the ability to scatter the beam of light, and that's why we can say path of light will become visible through the mixture, through the solution. And whatever the last thing, particles don't scatter, settle down. Actually what happens when we are going to talk about the suspension, so we are knowing that particle size are very big enough, and when the mixture it is left undisturbed, so they just settle down. But here opposite thing is coming, you can say particles, they never settle down at the bottom of the beaker when the solution or when the mixture it is left undisturbed. So you can say that particular mixture it is quite stable. What are the three things? Again, solution is the stable mixture, stable solution. Whatever the second is that suspension is a unstable. And third is what? Collide. It is a quite stable. You can say it is almost stable. Right now see the next thing which we are going to study here, that is the Tyndall effect. Tyndall. What is the Tyndall? See here. Till here I am going to rub the board. Tyndall effect. Tyndall, you can say Tyndall effect or Tyndall effect. So what is that? This is a process. Okay. So what I am going to write down, you just see the scattering. The scattering of light. Okay. The scattering of light by the particles of, by the small particles, you can say, by the small particles of what? Collide. Collide. Okay. So the scattering of light by the small particles of the collide mixture, collide mixture is called a Tyndall effect. Is called Tyndall effect. So it is a process by which scattering of light will be done by the particles of the collide mixture. So this particular effect it is known as Tyndall effect. So many examples you can see. For examples, if I want to give you this effect, you can also observe. Sometimes what happens, some of the small holes are present. Okay, somewhere, so whatever the roofs are there. Suppose the roof is not permanent roof, it is a tin shed. So somewhere, wherever the small holes, light will find. So you can see from the small holes, one small beam of light it enters into the room, and whatever the beam of light that enters into the room, you can see that there are so many dust particles and so many dust particles, they are just roaming here and there. So how it happens? It happens because these particles, these are the particles, you can assume them as the particles of the light. And what they have the ability, actually they scatter the beam of light, and that's why the path of light it will become visible for us. So the same phenomena also happens in the forest. What happens when the sunlight goes through the forest? So what happens? Canopy. Okay, canopy means whatever the big branches of the so many big trees are there. So their big branches actually they cover the forest, and they make the roof kind of the structure. So this particular thing, it is known as the canopy. So when the sunlight it passes through the canopy, so what happens? Sometimes the sometimes the light actually travel, light actually travel, and it makes its own path. So whatever the smaller particles which is present inside the mist, you understand, mist means ओस की जो बूंदे उनके ऊपर पड़ी रहती है. So whatever the smaller particles which are present inside the mist, actually they work as a colloid particles, and they scatter the path of light, and that's why the path of light it will become visible. So such kind of the scenery we can observe even in the forest also. So these all the things are known as the Tyndall effect. Why it is known as the Tyndall effect? Because the scientist who has discovered this particular process, his name was Tyndall. So on the name of the scientist, this effect it will be named. Okay, right now see the next thing. Whatever the thing, actually we have to study about the separation. Right now we are going to talk about the separation of the component of mixture. Separation of component of mixture. So many techniques we are going to talk about. Separation of different component of mixture. SEPARA. Okay. SEP separation of component of mixture. Right now see what happens when we are going to talk about the heterogeneous mixture. So what happens in the heterogeneous mixture, we are knowing that solute particles they are not completely dissolved with the solvent particles, with the water particles. So actually these solute particles they may be separated, okay, by the so many physical methods that we have studied in our earlier classes, like you can say by the hand picking, by the sieving, by the filtration. So these are the methods by which the particles, actually from the heterogeneous mixture, solute particles they may be separated from the solvent particles. Right now see here in this particular chapter we have to study some more techniques actually which are used for the as a separation techniques. So right now first we will come to know how to obtain dye. How to obtain dye? Dye, you know, dye means color. Actually it is also a mixture. Okay, how to obtain dye from the ink. Dye is a color and it is mixed in the ink. So how to obtain dye from a ink? Means we want to show that actually dye is also a mixture. Right now see a simple arrangement we have to do. What is the simple kind of the arrangement? I am going to draw the diagram. See here what we have to consider. We have to take one watch glass. This is the watch glass. Wherever we have to put some small drops of ink, and after that this watch glass we have to put this watch glass on a beaker. You can say this is a beaker. Inside the beaker we have to take some small amount of water. Okay, that you may understand. And after that we have to heat the beaker. With the help of the Bunsen burner we have to just heat the beaker. I am just making the roughly diagram, you may understand only. So this is the burner. So see, try to understand what is happening. With the help of the burner we are just heating the water which we have taken inside the beaker. we have taken some amount of the water and we are just try to heat that particular water with the help of the burner. Okay, and after that what is there on the, and we have covered the mouth of the beaker. We have covered the mouth of the beaker with the help of the watch glass. Watch glass, it is you can say it is a kind of the container which is made by the glass. Okay, and wherever we have taken few drops of the ink, so what will happen when this particular water, it will be boiled. So with the help of the boiled water, it will passes that heat towards the ink, and after that the ink, what will happen, the ink, it will be also become warm, and after that vaporization process will be also starts there on the ink. So in this way you can see this is the vapor. Whenever the formation of vapor it starts in the ink, so what will happen, we have to do that particular process and we have to observe each and everything till the evaporation is going on from the ink particle. Actually our main concentration should be there focused on the ink only. We want evaporation process of ink, but that we are doing with the help of the water, not at all. So till the evaporation process is continuing and some of the vapors these are going to be formed, we have to do this particular experiment until we will find that if there are no more changes, happening on the particles of the ink, so at the same process we have to just stop the burner and we have to leave that particular solution to be cooled. And after that what will be our observation, we will see that what we will find out that dye, whatever the dye which is present in the ink, it is going to be separated out from the water. Why? Because the ink is a mixture of two things, water and dye. So whatever the water particles will be there, it is going to be evaporated. Whatever the water particles will be there, it will be evaporated. And finally what is left behind on the watch glass, it is none other than the dye. So dye is also a mixture with the water, and that dye we can get by the evaporation technique. So these are the things. Next time we will talk about some more separation techniques. Till then, thank you so much.